All right, welcome everybody. Dave Cooper and Jennifer's joining us today. We've had a heck of a day. Been on location. We've been on a bus. We've been doing 2-hour road trips to see modular manufacturing plants, panelized manufacturing plants, on-site, on-job site locations. It's been a full day, right?
Yeah, and this is coming on the heels of being at SIGA headquarters yesterday. Yeah. And if you didn't know already, we're in Lucerne, Switzerland. Took about a 2-hour bus ride this morning.
We did.
So yeah, it's definitely been a full day.
It has been a full day. So we're going to hop through this quick because we have another event coming up here. I know we're a little bit early today, but we wanted to give you all an update. And one of the reasons we're running a little late, I did a post earlier, said we'd be out there at 12 noon. Well, I'll show you in a few seconds after I thank everybody that sponsors us to come here and do this. So quick shout out. SIGA's had us on this trip, which has been amazing. But we can't do it without our other sponsors as well. So thank you to Forward Solutions Group for allowing us to deliver these examples of construction innovation. Forward Solutions Group is successfully driving companies to succeed where others have failed. And Jen, you'll admit Ben has been amazing to work with. So if you want to learn more about what they're doing in their acquisition of Modular, a new ERP solution for offsite manufacturing, reach out to Ben Hershey at ben@forwardsolutionsgroup.com. And of course, Howick Ltd. They have a strong history of innovation in cold form steel manufacturing and producing innovative precision roll forming technology for customers throughout the U.S. and the world. And by the way, we got some great videos coming up from London, from Howick, that's going to show you the inside scoop on what they're doing, working with some of the biggest builders over there, doing panelized construction and offsite construction using steel framing, light gauge steel framing, I should say. So if you want to learn more, go to HowickLTD.com. All right, so why are we running a little bit late today? Riots. There was a riot happening. Well, it didn't really riot. Let's clarify. We're on a bus. We couldn't get off, but we couldn't get because that's what it looked like outside of our hotel room. One of the folks that are with us, their wife sent us a picture, but there's a soccer game, right? So there's Zurich playing Lucerne.
Right. So this was just a precautionary measure. There really was no need for these people to be here, but like the good Swiss people do, they wanted to keep all of their citizens and guests alike safe
come on,
out of harm's way.
I was looking for some fun. I wanted to see what was going on, but no, that's really what it was. And so that's why we got a little bit behind on what we're able to do and talk about here on this. And I don't know if you guys have ever seen a water cannon, but that's a water cannon truck too. They were ready for whatever might have happened or not happened with all of these people that are coming to see the game. All right. With that said, Jen, let's talk about where we got started today on this journey. Why don't you tell us a little bit about our 2-hour trip, and then we'll get into it.
Yeah, sure. So we started out in Lucerne, which is, I mean, from a weather perspective, from what we understand, we've been hitting a terrific week. We drove about 2 hours to what they call the Three Corners, where Germany, Austria, and Switzerland come very close to each other. And we actually passed the border to Austria.
Yeah, we would have made a right. We've been in Austria, literally a right in about 20 feet. And you would have been going through border patrol there as well. So, all right, well, we went all the way up there. Jen, do you remember where we were?
So we went to DMBau Modular, which is, they do both modular and panelized construction. Yeah. And what's really cool about their format in terms of doing both types of construction, they can alternate their lines.
They can
go from one to the other and fill in where needed. Dave, that factory was full.
Look, you can see it here. These are pictures from inside the manufacturing facility. Now, what's cool about this was actually McDonald's builds. They were doing, I think you said 30 McDonald's.
36 modules altogether.
Yeah, so they're building a bunch of McDonald's, and in this format, they're actually using a precast concrete floor as the floor, and then they're tying in the steel columns on the left and right, and obviously their lumber that they use here. Wait until we show you some of the videos. It's true size. So if it says 2x4, it's a 2x4, and it is as straight as a needle. It's amazing.
Yeah, and there's a couple of different stories going on here. But first, I really think we need to thank the team, Bjorn Orlik, the CEO, who greeted us so nicely, along with their team, with coffee and water and refreshments. And we actually sat inside of one of these modules. The 36 modules are in various states of completion.
They are.
And we talk a lot about integration, you know, in the world of offsite construction. And something we learned today is their parent company actually provides all of the concrete floors.
Yeah. Yeah, they are vertically integrated in some aspects, or they have a really close partner that works with them. But in this case, they don't always do concrete floors. That's just because this is a commercial McDonald's build out that they're doing. But they also use a steel framing, similar to ModLogic, who we've had on the show. But they also do a wood hybrid frame as well. And they're really putting out a beautiful product. Wait until you see some of the details that we had. And when I say beautiful, when you have people like Jake Bruton and Travis and others like from the BS and Beer Show and building scientists there, and they're all going, wow, I had no idea. That's what's happening over here. So it was super cool. Even their connection points, right? That's the top looking down. If you ever been had to put IKEA furniture together, it's very similar. So when they're lowering their modules, these are the connection points that, sorry about that, that they're using on the top there to show that. So super excited to share all of that with you guys. And we're going to bring a lot more to you as we move forward here. I mean, we got a couple more days left.
We do. And the filming that's happening and the photography that's happening here is incredible. So, you know, basically with the 36 modules that we saw today, all were in various stages of completion. Yep. And what was really cool is all of the finishes that were already applied to the modules. So like Dave was saying, you know, it's a hybrid system with steel, concrete, and the most beautiful lumber, locally sourced, which, you know, is a shame in our opinion to cover up some of it. Because it's so beautiful. But there was the interior finish already on the walls, the exterior cladding in sections, you know, where it could be done at the factory, where, you know, the modules come together, just those panels where the modules join, those will be applied on site. But Dave, what was one of the more remarkable things that you saw today or heard?
I don't know, Jen, tell me.
They only have 60 days to finish this on site.
That's right.
60 days. That was a requirement by the client, McDonald's, from the time of demolition until the time of operation.
That's right.
Fully operational, turnkey, hand over the keys. They only have 60 days to finish on site.
Yeah, and it's quite impressive, quite honestly. I mean, but when you see how much they have done already in the manufacturing facility with their MEPs already installed, it's quite impressive. They're not going to have any hard times meeting those timeframes based on what we saw. Now, we haven't been to the job site, so that could be questionable there. All right, Jennifer. So we need to move quick today because we have another engagement in the next 10 minutes we got to get to. So tell us a little bit about our next job site, because we went on location after another hour and a half in the bus.
This time we were driving a little bit closer to Luzerne, and what for American standards would be considered a commuting distance to Luzerne, which is, you know, a nice busy city with, you know, great restaurants and everything else. So this was a multifamily project designed and built to achieve the Swiss version of Passivhaus. So what that means is that the operation of this building will be 30% more efficient than a building built to the regular Swiss code. Yeah,
I mean, Passivhaus already was up there, but, you know, this version of Passivhaus that they're using here, like Jen said, 30% more efficient. This was an 18 condo unit building that we were in, all panelized construction. And again, the way that they are doing it and the panelization is absolutely amazing. They even have a stone floor system that they're using. Like we use pump trucks for concrete. They pump stone. So I can't wait to show you some of these things that we haven't seen yet. But the layout and how they're doing it with radiant floor heat is absolutely amazing. They're using a high efficiency duct system throughout the units, and the views are out of this world. I got to share some of this with you. So sorry, we're still in the last photo there from before, but let me go and see if I can pull up the views for this so you guys can see what it was, and then I'll come back to it here. Look at that.
Right. So panoramic views of the most beautiful Swiss landscapes. And of course, we've been blessed with such terrific weather. And I will say it's more on the warmer side today, especially. And when we were inside, it was cool. It was comfortable despite all of the sunlight streaming in through those windows. And it was also very quiet.
Yeah, well, it's definitely very quiet. I mean, all the walls are filled with the rock wool type material, and wait until you see the precision and accuracy this stuff's all done with in the lumber. I'm just so excited to show you the lumber. For those of you that have been to Europe and been to some of these European manufacturing facilities, it is night and day compared to what we're used to over here. So super excited to show you that. You can see some of the lumber there, but what we're showing here, that's the stone they pump up, and that actually compacts with a glue. And then on top of that, they'll do the radiant floor and then a finished floor on top of it. But this lumber, that's just a drawing and a mark. These are true 2x4s, true, 100%, super straight. You don't see a whole lot of shanking or anything else in them. And then, of course, they're even using some of this rock wool lumber. This is an outside view looking in. And we're going to bring you more as we keep going on all of these products. We did some great interviews, and then we did some great walkthroughs where I'm explaining kind of the concept and the process of how these are all coming together. So super, super pumped about that.
Yeah, and this wasn't a small town where the roads were narrow and lots of cars and traditional style homes.
Yeah.
There was not a dumpster really to be found.
Nope. In fact, the dumpster only had concrete and stuff that they moved from the original site sitting there.
Right. So the lay down area for materials, there really wasn't any. Right. Space was tight. They try to build these as big as they possibly can, fit as many families in there just so they can enjoy all of those views. I mean, there's a view on every side of that building.
There is a view on every side of that building. I mean, it's unless you've been to Switzerland, it's hard to explain. It's like there's a view everywhere here. I mean, let's be honest. It's really, really cool. And we're here all thanks to, like I said, SIGA. So I just got to put it up there. This is a trip that they invited us over, not just us. And they're not paying us to do any of this stuff. They're covering our expenses, and we're allowed to talk about and stream and do whatever we want to do. But they have been amazing hosts, and they're taking us to these job sites, which are absolutely amazing. And, they did some new product launches, and we're going to talk about that in some videos coming up. Some really, really cool stuff that they're doing that other people are not doing. And so that'll be fun to bring all that to you. And I see Andrew and others out there talking about all the content that's being put out. I'm sure there's a ton of content coming.
Yeah. And just so noteworthy in terms of SIGA and their approach, not only to the products that create, but how they service their clients, is definitely that sustainability factor. They really practice what they preach. Not only that, they're a very socially aware company. They have a wonderful guest house that is hosting some Ukrainian family members.
They did.
Which is super amazing. They have solar panels on the roof, gray water tanks, for gray water reuse. I mean, it really is a culture of... Yeah,
their toilets flush with the gray water they collect. It doesn't flush from city water or wells. They really have embraced sustainability and the culture. The employee culture is, we're going to leave this place and this world better every day. We come to work, every day we leave it a little better.
Absolutely. They're constantly asking for feedback and, just really some ideas about how they can improve their client experience, make it easier for the builder, make it more accessible for the homeowners. So really, really all around a great message of building science, sustainability, and some serious idea sharing. So that part has been terrific.
Yeah, and there's a lot of idea sharing when you bring this level of people together that are not only talking about it, but they're teaching every day and building. So we're going to bring you more. We got to get going. We got to be somewhere. Sorry, we're not doing our 1 o'clock show, but we're on a different time zone, and we're not at the free will of our own daily schedule at the moment. But our goal is to keep putting out information to you, and just wait until you see some of the videos we've been putting together. We're really going to put this all together in a way that you guys hopefully will love, learn from, and hopefully embrace some of the things that they're doing here so we can bring it back to the United States.
Yeah, definitely.
So, all right, Jennifer, did I miss anything that's super, super important?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you again to Forward Solutions Group and Howick for being terrific partners, helping us deliver these conversations. And stay tuned for some really great content on steel framed construction, the future of construction and steel horizons. Can't wait to share that with you as well. Yeah, we got a ton of new content coming out, so looking forward to it. British Offsite's going to be part of that content as well. Wait until you see what they're doing. All right, everybody, that's a wrap for today's show. We really appreciate each and every one of you, and we'll be back in the States definitely next week and back in the studio, so looking forward to that as well, and we'll keep updating you. So everybody have an awesome, awesome day. We'll talk to you soon. Bye now.